Hello, my name is Alvin Landers. I'm the Consul General for St. Lucia in New York. My stint started here a little over a year ago, and my primary role is to serve the interests of our St. Lucian nationals within and outside the consulate designated jurisdiction within the northeastern coast of the United States. The consulate is currently accredited to 9 states within the northeastern corridor, and that's New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Maine, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. However, to date, the states with the largest concentration of our nationals are New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Prior to October 2012, in New York, St. Lucia simply had a mission to the United Nations. Our accreditation was to the United Nations. However, having an ambassador, St. Lucian ambassador, posted in New York, and with a generally large St. Lucian community in New York, the ambassador endeavored to provide some measure of support to our St. Lucian citizens up there. But it was grossly inadequate. So hence, the government of the day had decided to appoint me as Consul General for St. Lucia in New York.
The primary function of consulates is usually around passports, visas for visitors to St. Lucia, apostille, certification of St. Lucian documents. But I think that the biggest thing that we do is relationship building. This is critical because you just never know when you're going to need that relationship, or when that relationship is going to provide you with an opportunity to do the things which are also part of our mandate, which is tourism, investment, trade. So for example, a couple years ago, we had a national who was on vacation in South America and got robbed, lost all their documentation. Thankfully, we had a relationship with US Security and Border Control, which allowed us to help that national to re-enter the US safely without all the documentation that they needed. If not, they would have been stuck in South America for who knows how long.
In my tenure, we were able to reduce the passport application turnaround time to about 7 days, 7 working days. Also, the issue of birth certificates. You would know the history yourselves for St. Lucians to have been able to renew their birth certificates. It was even worse. And we were able to facilitate the applications of birth certificates of our people with a turnaround time of about 30 days. Deportations was another major area of concern. And as you know, with a large population of St. Lucians in New York, yes, some of them go on the other side of the law. So we had quite a backlog of, requests for deportations. What was done in the past, simply when the US made a request, it was simply facilitated. But I endeavored to put a policy and a set of procedures in place, which entailed that every request, the individual would have to be taken to our office for an interview, regardless of what state they were in, and we would have this interview, and we were able to better manage the issue of deportations.
As a consulate, we collaborate with a number of agencies back home, and Export St. Lucia is one of those. As a matter of fact, there is this young lady, young entrepreneur back home. She is the proprietor of Black and Daring, and we are trying to assist in getting her to penetrate the US market. So since taking the post of Consul General, I have been deliberate in my posture in terms of spending very little time in my office. What I do, or what I've done, is that I've make it my duty to go down into the boroughs of Brooklyn. And Brooklyn is where you get a bigger concentration of our people. So I go to Brooklyn. I try to find out where all the water holes of our people are. You try to interact. And this is how you find out what is affecting our average national living up here. But having said that, I want to really, really thank my staff, the persons who are working around me, making everything possible.
In New York, we have a number of organizations. There are well over 25 organizations in New York, all of which work towards the maintenance not only of our culture but of our community, building that strong community relationship. All of these organizations come under the St. Lucia House Foundation, which was founded about 11 years ago.
St. Lucia House Foundation is the umbrella organization for a number of organizations in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We work along with the St. Lucia Consulate very closely in collaborating mainly St. Lucian events. For example, right now we're preparing for the Independence Anniversary where we have a number of events. We also do National Day, Journée Creole. One of our biggest events is what we deem Plaisir Bleu. It's a fundraiser for a St. Lucian scholarship in honor of our former ambassador, Dr. Keith St. Amy, who is the brainchild behind the St. Lucia House Foundation. Our aim and goal more than anything is the unification of St. Lucians in the tri-state area, bringing our culture back home, from home back to this area, and looking at those second generation St. Lucians out here and ensuring that they know what we did back home. So that's what we do, and we invite all St. Lucians at all times, no matter where you're from. St. Lucia House is always your home.
I have been in talks with a number of investors. However, there is this particular investor that I have been dialoguing with. As of now, there is a proposal before Invest St. Lucia where they're looking to open up a pharmaceutical packaging company in Beaufort. What this company is going to be doing is to package FDA-approved pharmaceuticals for distribution within the Caribbean region and South America. This investment initiative I'm very, very excited about because in dialoguing with the investor, he has assured me that being the hub for the distribution of those medications in the region, St. Lucia stands to benefit from a cost standpoint tremendously. And I'm really, really looking forward to this investment initiative. However, like everything else, COVID has slowed down, a number of our initiatives here. As a consulate, we play a very integral role in the developmental agenda of our country, and that's St. Lucia. But unfortunately, when I came here in January of 2020, and I delved in right away into the events leading to our 41st anniversary of our independence. And the funny thing is, right after the conclusion of our independence anniversary event, then we got hit by the virus, COVID. And I must admit though, I did get COVID in April of 2020, and it was terrible. However, I was able to recover, and I participated in the repatriation effort of getting our St. Lucians who were stuck abroad back home.
Unfortunately, because of COVID, we had to close our borders. You found that the consulate took the lead in New York, working with our consulate in Miami and our embassy in Washington, D.C., the Ministry of Health, CMO, Ministry of Tourism in St. Lucia, to ensure the safe repatriation of a number of our nationals who were stuck here in the U.S. through no fault of their own.
We were able to repatriate a little over 93 St. Lucians back to St. Lucia, and me and my team, we personally, went to the airport to see our people through to make sure that everything was okay. And we were quite happy that that they were able to make it home safely. We had to vacate our offices and work from home. However, I continued to collaborate with a number of organizations. Especially, there was this particular initiative that I actually worked on, and it was an education drive, and that was in the heart of COVID. So I collaborated with Mr. Mackey, who is the president of the Lions Club of Connecticut, Miss Raquel Prosper, and also Miss Sally Etienne, to organize a school drive that would benefit children in need within the various communities in St. Lucia.
So you see, unlike the misconception that most people have, that all consulates do is passports, many people think that, there's so much more. Like I said, the consulates are charged with trade, tourism, investment, as well as the diaspora. And we work very hard here in New York towards trying to touch on all of those areas as we work towards promoting our island.
So the consulate plays a critical role in the developmental agenda of our country. And it takes a collaborative effort amongst all the pertinent governmental agencies, as well as the involvement of all St. Lucians in the diaspora for this agenda to bear fruit. COVID has brought a new dimension to the constant evolution of our world. It has brought about challenges as well as opportunities. But let us embrace the opportunities that have been presented to us and confront the challenges collectively. We are now approaching our 42nd anniversary as an independent nation. At this critical juncture, our united force is needed more than ever. We are a resilient nation. We can and we will. Happy 42nd anniversary, St. Lucia, and continue to be safe. Thank you.